Hi, I'm Gerald,
And I'm Zach.
and we are the Wine Boys.
Hey, boys.
Hi.
You know what this week is?
What is this week?
It is our 1-year COVID-versary.
Oh my goodness, it is. Yes.
1-year COVID-versary.
Yeah, because you got it one day before I did, or 2 days.
It was like I tested positive 1 or 2 days before you did.
And then 48 hours later, I was just like, did you sexually transmit it through this camera?
Yeah, because it was like a couple
We
days
literally
later
did
you
an
were like, I
episode of
tested
the
positive.
Yeah, we literally did an episode of the podcast. You were just like, I just came back pause, and I was just like, oh my God, are you on prep? And I was like, no, obviously not. I didn't realize. And then I got my test. Actually, I was working like this shitty warehouse job over in Brooklyn, and I was just feeling like dog shit like during the day. And I asked to go get a COVID test on my lunch because I was like, I might have it. And then it was a rapid. It came back 3 hours later positive, and I was just like, I knew it.
Sick.
And I was like, oh, that's so awesome. We got everybody in the office infected. And then like when I got home, I got an email from that company that was just like, so there was somebody that was working there over the weekend that had COVID. And I was just like, oh, cool. So they just like, didn't tell anybody because they definitely worked there during the week.
Yeah.
It just got everybody sick. And then just like everybody started dropping like flies 2 weeks before Christmas. And I worked for like a Christmas shipping company.
Oh,
so
shit.
They were just like, oh, no, we have to shut everything down. Our operations are ruined. And I was just like, well, you didn't have good protocols in place. So I guess it is kind of your fault.
Yeah, kind of was because everybody caught the monster.
Yeah. What are you going to do? I guess some kids aren't going to get their gingerbread kits.
Yeah.
But that's literally what I was doing. I was working for a company putting together make your own gingerbread house kits.
Oh, you're not there anymore, are you?
Yeah. I was a literal elf on a shelf.
That's cute.
Yeah, I had this little shelving unit I worked on. I was just, like kicking around. I worked maybe, let's see, I had 8-hour days, but I worked 2 solid hours. Because they were just like, here's your quota for the day. And I was like, I just banged out the quota in 2 hours. And they were like, do you have anything else to do? And I was like, no. Like one day I worked 4 hours and they let me go home. And they paid me for 8.
You gotta become a master of like looking extremely busy even though you're not.
Oh, like the whole George Costanza, just look frustrated?
Yeah.
Look frustrated at work?
Yeah.
I think you're taking the job a little too seriously, George.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The machine's broken.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm gonna fix this, but I need it to do my job.
There is no machine. These are the machine.
Right. You just grab a wrench.
Yeah.
Just sit there.
It's funny because my mom works for, I think we talked about this in the podcast. My mom works for Crayola Crayons, which is
she does.
Flex.
Mm.
She works at Crayola, and she tries to explain to me like like a machine, and then when it breaks down, how it just like shuts down the entire operation.
Uh-huh.
And then like the way she describes it to me, it's as if she's like a manager doing calls in baseball.
Uh-huh.
She's just like touching her ears and like bopping her nose, and I'm just like, Mom, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Like, I thought maybe you just pull a lever and it makes the crayons go. She goes, no, it's more complicated than that, Zach. You wouldn't understand. And I was like, I don't think I would.
You wouldn't get it, you heathen.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't get it. Oh, I guess the kids aren't getting their periwinkle this year.
Yeah, you godless mensch. You wouldn't get it.
Yeah, sorry, I was more of a colored pencil guy.
Yeah, well, there's a process for those too, sir.
Yeah.
To be fair, simpletons use those.
Yeah. To be fair, the crayons did taste better, so I was more of a glue guy though. I was.
Oh, sick.
Everybody was like, I'm eating crayons. I was like, I'm just gonna get high. Like, what are you guys, stupid? What are you gonna sit here in 3rd grade and not be high in class?
Exactly.
Idiots.
But
dude, as soon as
let's
they said
introduce ourselves to the
Sorry, as soon as they said wet paint in the class, I was just like, paint thinner? Yeah, I'm getting high in 3rd grade for sure. Anyway,
connecting the dots, man.
Yeah. Yo, you don't get it. It's like, is he trying to hollow out the walls for the copper wire? Oh God, I think he's gonna plateau. Anyway, hi, welcome in Wine Boys Podcast. We are here to tell you to go to wineboyspod@gmail.com to talk about anything you'd like to talk about.
Of course.
It's involving the wine and the podcast. You can find us at WineBoysPod on Instagram and Twitter. WineBoysPod on Wine Boys. I'm sorry, it's blanking. I'm stoned. Wine Boys Pod. Blah 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 blah. I have no idea what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm actually
Are
not
you high
stoned.
right now? No.
No, I'm
Just
not.
brain farting.
That's probably why my brain is just dying as we speak.
Yeah.
I think I might be having a stroke.
Okay.
What am I trying to say? Teespring.com/stores/the Wine Boys. All episodes on YouTube, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play,
iTunes.
Pornhub.com. I mean, wherever you need
Yep.
to find anything. I'm at Zach Cossack and at Zach Cossack Comedy on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat.
Yeah.
I forgot I had a
Boys-
Snapchat account until the other day.
You do. You do.
Yeah, I had a factory day to reset my phone, and Snapchat was like, "Do you remember me?" And I was just like, "No, I didn't."
Oh shit, this exists.
Yeah.
Whole new avenue for sending dick pics.
Yeah.
All right, boys. You can find me at Lord Gerald on the Instagrams and the
Dick
Twitters.
pics.
Snapchat as well. Boys, tonight we have wine. I think this bottle is cursed.
We okay. All right. Let's set the scene. First and foremost, we're drinking a rosé, and
Yep.
How do you pronounce it? It's fleurs.
Fleur de Paris. All right.
Fleur de Paris.
Fleur de Paris.
Okay, so here's the problem.
Here it is right here.
Okay, so you had an issue with the temperature.
Yes. So what happened was today we're recording this on Wednesday night. You'll hear this tomorrow, Thursday. Originally we were gonna record this on Tuesday last night. So I bought the bottle right before we were going to record. So to keep it cold, I put it in my freezer. Life gets in the way. We push back the recording. I forgot that I left this wine in the freezer.
Damn.
So it dawns on me a little more than midway through the workday. It's probably about 2 p.m. I'm sitting at my desk and I'm just like, oh shit, I didn't take that wine out of the freezer. So, and I asked one of my coworkers who actually in a previous life used to manage a bar/nightclub. And I said, hey, if I leave a non-carbonated bottle of wine in my freezer, will it explode? And he says without hesitation, yeah. And I'm just like, it's like, I clean my freezer now. Thanks. I get home. There's a little bit of wine seeping out of the cork. It's completely frozen, though solid. And the cork is like halfway out of the bottle. Like it's like right, where's this cork? Yeah, it's like halfway, like out. Like it's almost out. But the wine's completely frozen. So I just took it apart though. The whole fucking cork is like fucked. Like it's all you can see.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a cork
shit
story
just
for you too.
split. So it's also really dusty.
Yeah.
We'll see how it tastes. Some of the wine leaked out, but
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Well, if one bad instance of wine isn't good enough for you, I got another one. So I got this wine. I put it in my freezer for a little while just to kind of cool it down. Then put it in the fridge. Everything good as normal. Went to open it and the cork cracked right in half. Just shattered. Like a Mariano Rivera cutter in the middle of the plate, just shattered it. Shattered the pat. So it is all over the place. Then, now that it's cracked in half, I then have to go and try to get it out with my wine cork as the cork is halfway through the bottle. I went to go pull it out and then got it more stuck in the bottle. So now the only intuition that I had was I had to try to find something that I could stuff into the bottle to get the cork out or to get the cork dislodged so I can actually drink the wine. So luckily I have chopsticks in the house.
Of course.
So I used a couple of chopsticks and I sacrificed one for the good of this wine.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like a lava lamp now.
Now,
like
good
a
for
lava
you.
lamp with a cinnamon stick in it. But as you can see, there's a little cork in there.
Yeah.
And a full chopstick.
Now, on the bright side, chopsticks are made out of bamboo, a very porous wood.
I
So
don't
if you
think
wanna
this one
reuse
was. This feels like this is borderline disrespectful amounts of wood.
Yeah, it's very porous though. So if you want to pull that chopstick out when you're done, and maybe eat your lo mein with it, it'll just be a little boozy, but you can use it.
Why? I thought I just had low bag.
That's a lot. All right.
Low bag capital.
Did you pull up the notes for this wine?
I did.
Okay.
Yes. So,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
All right. So this is Fleur de Paris. It is a rosé from Provence, France.
Okay.
It is an 88.1. It is average price of this wine is between $16.99 and $20.99. I paid $18.
Yep. I think I paid about the same.
Yep. You're going to get light, dry, and acidic notes, touching of raspberry and watermelon,
Okay.
a little bit of pear, a little bit of melon, and some citrus fruit on the back end.
Okay. Is this a sweeter rosé?
I would. It's 100% Grenache, and Grenache can be kind of acidic more than anything.
Okay, so semi-dry.
I'm gonna call this like a semi-dry, slightly sweet.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to attempt to pour this. Oh no, I got my finger stuck in the bottle.
Okay.
Oh god.
You can do it.
All right, here we go.
Yep, you can do it.
Just try. Oh god, there's gonna be so. I'm just gonna pour so slow.
Yeah. I got mine here.
Glug. There's a little cork in there. What are you gonna do?
Oh.
I need some fiber in my diet anyway. Actually, it seems pretty good.
I don't know about mine.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Yeah, that's it.
Just gotta
Cheers.
Fuck around and find out. Wood. You know, it's pretty good. It's very light.
Yeah.
It's clean.
Light, crisp, a little sweet.
It's very sweet.
Yep, very sweet. So, I lost a little bit of this, but it's okay.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's peachy, appley, peary.
It's pretty good. I actually like it. I was in the mood for a rosé, and then just like the destruction of this cork has really ruined my mood. But
yeah,
it's all right. It's okay.
Anyway. I would definitely put this as a nice poolside housewife summertime rosé.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I used the delivery service for this wine. It's my first time. I got a discount code for a delivery service that will not be named.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm gonna try it out. So I did. And it was a good investment. But I just read the reviews of the wine, and the first review was a guy, 1 star, and he's just like, listen. that's how it started. Listen, which I always love. As if no one is listening. Listen.
Yeah. Well, we're reading.
Ellipses. I typically don't order my wine. I'll go to the store on my way home from work, or I'll be able to grab something on the weekends. But this time I decided to use your service. And if I wanted warm Coors Light and warm rosé, I would have just done it myself and left it out in the hot sun. I was like, oh, this guy's had a bad time.
What a guy.
I like the warm Coors Light and warm rosé, because immediately I just go, that guy's from Long Island. It's a
Coors
Long Island
Light
dad.
rosé. Yeah,
that's a Long Island construction working dad, or or he's like a homemaker. He's the kind of guy that buys a lot of tile.
Yeah,
he just wants a ice cold Coors Light by the pool on the weekend.
What's that married no kids acronym? That's what I think of when I hear that review.
PIP or something like that, or
it's I gotta look it up. Married, no kids.
I don't remember what it is. Somebody called me at one time though, because my ironically that person was talking about it, and then he got a divorce a year later, which I thought was funny. He's just like, you're not married, you don't got any kids. He's like, you're a blank. And I'm like, I don't even know what that is. And then he gets divorced. And I was like, well, I guess somebody learned from the best. Honestly, it's not worth looking up at this point in time.
I don't know. Whatever. Anyway.
You'll find it. You'll figure it out. You'll get back to me later.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
That is definitely a married with no kids type order.
Oh,
Like
for sure.
Coors
Yeah.
Light and Rose.
An
It's
18
Tuesday
pack
night.
18 pack of Coors Light.
Hmm.
I think truthfully, what I believe is that you can tell a lot by someone's specific beer order. Like if you're a Coors Light drinker, you're just like, yeah, I like to get loaded on the weekends, but I can drink 14 beers.
Yeah.
If you're a kind of guy that's like, I'm into like IPAs and like crafts, it's like I just like to get drunk, but like in a shorter time span.
Yep. And I like to tell myself how much I love the flavor.
Yeah. Where like as a wine person, you're just very knowledgeable but obnoxious.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like, let me tell you about all these things that make this wine great as I stumble around your house. Like,
It's the orchid ass.
yeah.
I broke
I wish
your
they
stool.
could.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I mean, I wish you could be a sommelier for drug use. Like, what would a crack sommelier be like? He'd be like, ooh, it's a little bitier than I was expecting. I'm shaking.
Very grippy tannins on this one.
Very grippy.
It's very.
Did somebody forget to rinse out this Coke bottle? I think I'm still getting Coca-Cola in here.
Hold on. Okay. I'm getting mouthful of pennies, but in the best way possible.
I'm getting a mouthful of pennies, but like in the best way possible. It's like I rolled all the pennies and then just stuffed them in my mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woodsy.
It tastes like it tastes like a citronella candle.
Hint of Ajax.
This was cut with commercial grade bathroom cleaner, I believe.
Getting notes of amoxicillin.
Somebody, hey Jim, he didn't cut this with a baby laxative again, did he? Oh, God, I remember the last batch of Coke that I got. I can't tell you, I didn't take a solid shit for 3 weeks.
Just
Did I
a
ever tell you
light.
that was like the mark of a good time in college. Like when you didn't take a solid shit for a week, like that was the mark of a good time.
Yeah.
Like I remember
yeah.
like my buddy went to spring break in Panama City. He came back and I go, how was it? He goes, I didn't take a solid shit for 7 days. And I was like, all right.
Sick. You had a good time, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I can definitely relate. I mean, we had the Traveler's Diarrhea episode and an early Boyz episode.
But I mean, as somebody that frequents the bathroom and understands that, like, you know, loose shits are just kind of part of my life.
Yeah.
I have to say that it's never a good time for me. So when people tell me about it, they're just like, oh man, I didn't take a solid shit for a week. I was like, you mean like me every day? I guess I'm confused.
Yeah.
Like I long for the solid shit.
You do. Yeah. No,
I get borderline poetic about it.
When's the last time you've had a solid daddy?
Like 3 hours ago.
Really? It was solid.
I did eat a quinoa bowl for lunch, so that has a lot to do with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, when's the last time you had like a real like Kansas City grunter?
Like where I had to push it out?
You had to really like push it out. Like I'm talking like
probably the last time I had
painful.
Surgery because my guts had to turn back on.
Okay.
And then I was also on heavy doses of fentanyl. So, well, I mean, not heavy, enough to knock you out.
Yeah, opiates will bind you up.
Yeah. So when I was on the PKs afterwards, I couldn't shit, and then my doctor recommended that I do like kind of like not a full-fledged laxative, but kind of just like a things to kind of break it up. But I gotta tell you, it was like I don't even know how to describe it. Like you ever seen like baseball dirt, like you know that color?
Like that clay color?
Yeah, just that. But like the size of a football yard.
Okay.
Just
long.
Yeah.
It's like someone's cleaning out a drain.
Yeah, somebody could have used it for a pottery class. Like,
okay.
It was just red-ish. And I was like, is this bad? And like my doctor was like, no. He goes, there's probably just some trace blood in there. I go, oh, normal. You're right.
Yeah, well, you did just have like intestinal surgery, so makes sense.
Yeah. But doctors are so nonchalant about the most serious shit. Like they really are. Like I remember one time I called my doctor and I said, I'm shitting blood, like red blood. And he goes, how red? And I was just like, red? Like, what do you mean? How do you answer that question? I was like, I'm shitting blood. It's red. And he's just like, oh. He goes, it's not black though, right? And I was like, no. He goes, not that bad. And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, come to the office, but like, it's not, don't worry. And I'm like, what?
So I don't know if I shared this story on the podcast, but I have a bit of a recent doctor story. So a couple weeks ago, it was probably about a month ago at this point, I went down to the city to go to a wedding, right? And I was invited to go to the groom's apartment before the ceremony started, just to hang out with the guys.
Yeah, you were talking about the Adonis of a man who was just crushing bagel sandwiches and crashing beers.
Okay. Another thing that happened was we're all hanging out playing reindeer games, and I'm talking to this one guy, and he's a doctor. Okay. And as we're talking, one of the other guys gets a picture sent to him, his girlfriend. She's getting ready. She's also in the wedding party. She's getting ready.
Uh-huh.
And one of her pupils is like fully dilated, and the other one is completely normal. And she sends a picture to her boyfriend to show to the doctor. She's like, hey, I woke up like this. Do you know what this is? And he shows it to his buddy who's the doctor, and he's like, what, she stroke out or something? Just casually sipping a beer. She stroke out or something? And then he's like, what do you mean? And then he suddenly switches into doctor mode in his light buzz. And he's like, well, usually that's like a symptom of MS. Could be a stroke, some sort of heart failure. She should get to the emergency room. And he said it so calm, just complete doctor room. He's like, yeah, I know it doesn't sound good right now, but I would definitely get to an emergency room. Just get that checked out. Completely calm. And I was like, holy shit, all of them are like this.
They really are. Like
they're all sociopaths.
It's the god. Yeah, it's a god complex. We need them. And it's also
I don't even know if
like,
it's a god.
Yeah.
I think it might
It
be
is a
some
god
sort of
complex.
training. I think it's some
Well,
sort of
yeah, I
training
think-
they go through a med school where they're like, listen, you just got to say it and just say it straight.
Yeah.
Because
They can't see worry in your face.
they can't see worry in your face, because then you'll freak them out and it's just going to turn into a thing. Like,
Yeah.
best thing you can do is get in, say it, get out.
Yeah. I mean, doctors and lawyers are on that same parallel.
Yeah.
Where they're just like just fucking bereft of information. They have so much stuff going on through their head.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to business time, they're just like, this is what happened.
Yep.
You're cool, right?
Yeah. So lo and behold, it wasn't a stroke or MS or anything like that.
I remember my first like horrific event, like through having Crohn's.
Mhm.
I had an abscess, which ruptured.
Ooh.
And like it like ruptured and it shot back, like it like could have shot back into my bloodstream.
Ooh.
Yeah, wasn't great. So I had to have like emergency surgery. The doctor comes in, and mind you, I am 12 years old.
Okay.
I think 11, 12 years old. Fucking like obviously like coming
a child.
Awake from surgery. I have like tubes and shit coming out of every direction.
Terrified.
What the fuck is going on? Doctor comes in and just like very patiently and very nonchalantly sits down with me and my mom. And he's just like, well, glad you guys came in right when you did. He goes, he goes, everything's fine. He goes, everything worked out. You waited. He goes, if you waited an hour, we could have lost you. I'm like, what?
Like, sir, I'm 12.
Could have lost you.
I was
He's
just
like, yep.
watching
He goes, what
Goku.
could have happened was like the bacteria could have shot into your bloodstream and you could have went septic. And that would have been bad. And I go, oh, really?
Nice.
Sick, dude.
You said, doctor, what does it mean to go septic? And he says, oh, all right. Technically, it's a blood infection.
Blood infection. So basically what happens is that the good blood turns into bad blood and then it stops your heart and you die. So it's like, wow, what a beautiful story you just told.
Wow.
There's nothing fun about like, I understand that there's a lot of, responsibility and aspects of a doctor that I find to be fun, but like, I don't get it. like I get the money and I get the responsibility aspect, but like why do you want to do it? Like why do you
Yeah.
I have a friend who's going for he's finishing his doctorate right now. And I asked him point blank, why do you want to do this? Like what is the thing that's making you want to do this? And he's just like, honestly, man, I just like figuring stuff out and telling people. I'm like, what?
Like,
And I was like, that's the most like the sociopathic answer because he's
next.
going for like blood disorders.
Oh
And
shit.
yeah, so he just like, yep, well, AIDS, and then he just leaves the room. Like,
So you have to ask him though, like, just ask him, like, is there a way that they tell you to just give people bad news?
I'm sure there is. Like, there's got to be like a empathy,
Yeah,
almost like empathy training, I guess, or like
it's anti-empathy. Just
anti-empathy.
you just
Yeah, well,
walk
you
in.
have to empathize, but you can't get emotional.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, like,
this is what's happening.
yep,
This is what's gonna go on. You know,
yeah,
it's like it's like every episode of like every hospital television drama.
hmm
Grey's Anatomy. It's just like you don't want to see the doctor cry, and then it goes to the cut scene. And he's just sitting in the medical closet crying as he's looking for painkillers to dull whatever emotion he's having right now.
Just like then we're all gonna go to a bar and some sad ass Coldplay song is gonna play in the background as he walks in.
Yeah.
Speed of sound or some shit. Just
yeah. Lights will guide. It's like always that. It's like, oh no, here we go.
Yeah, as he had to tell Mrs. Johnson that her 3-month-old had ran out of time.
And then they go to the bar, and then he gets emotional, and he goes, "Jenny, I've had feelings for you for 4 years," and it's like,
tears stream down your face.
It's so crazy to me that the tear-jerking cliches that still happen in every television show still get people. And I'm so numb and so like cathartic when it comes to anything. So like this is why my last relationship was ruined right away. Because she would like sappy shit and I go, "No. Just no. Not for me." Like she's like, "How doesn't this move you?" And I go, "It just doesn't. It does." To me it is a scripted television show meant to get me emotionally invested, and I'm just not there. I'm just not there.
Yeah. You know what this kind of reminds me of? Like you kind of realize how different men and women just kind of are fundamentally. So a couple weeks ago, a Rolling Stone article came out about Kanye. I know Kanye. And
yeah.
But this article was basically talking about how he like showed hardcore porn to like people that he hired. Like it was just kind of a mainstay at like Adidas Yeezy team. Just like, draw me a shoe I can fuck. Like here's an anal scene. And there's this one guy.
Draw me a shoe I can fuck.
Draw me a shoe I can fuck. Yeah.
You ever think Jordan was like that in a board meeting?
Nah, Jordan didn't have any say in those shoes.
He'd be like, fuck them shoes.
Fuck them kids. Republicans buy shoes too.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, there's like, they interviewed this one guy, and like, this guy told the story about the first time he met Kanye. I guess they linked up through like Instagram or Twitter or something like that. The guy was posting pictures of his designs. I guess Kanye found him, reached out. Hey, I like you. I like your stuff. I'm gonna fly you over here. Let's talk, whatever. And he said that they're both sitting in a room. They're just talking, like they're in a living room or some shit. And Kanye's like, hey, come look at this. And he's thinking that Kanye is gonna show him like, a shoe design he's been working on. And Kanye flips around his laptop and it's some porn star doing double anal. And he's just watching, like seriously watching it. He's like, now this is my inspiration. And the thing is me and most of my friends probably would have looked at Kanye in that moment. Keep in mind, this before all the anti-Semitism rants and all that shit. Hitler was a good guy stuff. And we probably would have looked at him and said, what are you doing with that What are you doing with that on your laptop, Kanye? Mm-hmm. You have an Apple TV. Put that on the big screen.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why are you watching this on a laptop? You fucking heathen.
Yeah, what are you fucking sinner? Put that on the big screen.
Listen, if you're gonna do it big.
Didn't know you were godless. Yeah. Damn.
Connie, you made graduation. Like, put that on a giant screen.
You made the college dropout.
Connie, You may touch the sky.
Yeah.
Why are you watching this on your laptop?
Why? That's a 4K. That's a 4K panel right there, and it's like 75
I'm sorry,
inches.
Connie. You made Through the Wire, and you're watching this on your laptop.
Yeah.
I think that's. I mean, that is sociopathic behavior. The fact that
He made spaceships.
Yes. Connie, I can't sit here, look at the creator of Jesus Walks in His Eyes, and then say to him, "You can't be watching that on your laptop."
Nah, big screen that, bro.
Big screen.
Come on now.
So I think that's.
Do you
it's
respect
funny.
yourself?
Okay, first and foremost, I would never fuck a Yeezy. If I was gonna fuck a sneaker, I would fuck an Air Force One because it's durable.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a heavy shoe.
It's durable, and there's like a streetness to it. It's got edge to it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, how many ops have been slid on at a pair of Forces?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like you could feel the crimes.
Yeah.
Like you'd be fucking it, you'd be like, somebody robbed somebody in these shoes.
Yep.
Damn, that feels good.
Yeah.
Would you do what? Would you do the white on white ones? Keep it OG.
Oh yeah, you gotta keep it classic, and they'd have to be like pristine, like white on white ones. If they're dirty, they just give me like just like, you know, basic white girl vibes, like dirty, crunchy ass Forces. Like, nah, I can't do that.
I saw a girl at the gym today wearing Air Force Ones, dirty ones in her workout.
Why?
That's like a thing now. Like these
I
like
know.
mid top, high top shoes at the gym, and I don't get it.
It is. It's a thing now.
Yeah,
I
just see people wearing like Converses and Vans. I go, where's the ankle support?
Right.
You know, I need to
Well,
wear
like-
I need to wear a mattress on my feet. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, but no, you see that, and it's a common thing among like power lifters. Like if you're like deadlifting or squatting or some shit, you want like the flatter sole. It, you know, helps, but
yeah, it helps with overall balance, but
yeah. But to be honest, I'm wearing Asics to the gym. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm wearing. Yeah, but back to
I wear a
Kanye,
running shoe. Yeah.
He's gotten into some really weird territory where he's just like on this weird alt-right tour talking about Hitler was a good guy, Nazis get a bad rap, and come on, it wasn't that many Jews in the Holocaust. Like, and it's like, when does this train? And it's hard for me to stop watching.
Well, yeah, but also too, it's like, what is the end goal? I don't know what the end goal is.
I don't
here.
know. What's the end goal? It's like, I'm gonna say all this
Like
wild
I understand
anti-Semitic
that
shit.
this is a very much mentally ill man, like diagnosed bipolar disorder.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I know a lot of people with mental health problems, and they don't go sprouting off with this shit. Like,
yeah, this is just wild shit. And the thing is, it's completely like mask off anti-Semitism. You know, at least guys like, you know, not even Ben Shapiro, like Milo Yiannopoulos will say shit like it's the globalists, like in, you know, it's the Zionists, it's the globalists, whatever. Like,
well, yeah, but that's a platform push. Like this is my hill, and this is the one I'm gonna stay on.
right, but that's the subtle way of being anti-Semitic. Kanye's just coming right out and just saying it's all of them. That many didn't die in the Holocaust.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, just
like, damn.
yeah.
I don't know.
I have no idea what the play is.
Honestly, everything is so crazy, just in general.
Yeah.
That like his craziness gets muted because there's just 15 other things that are just bopping around at all times.
I think the simulation has come into like a weird point.
Well, when Elon Musk bought Twitter and then fired everybody.
Yeah, he fired half the staff and then told everybody left that they had to work twice as hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real cool guy.
Yeah, real cool guy.
Yeah.
But also kind of the world is waking up and realizing that Elon is full of shit.
Yeah, he's just a, maniacal guy with a lot of money and power, and he's just kind of gotten to the point where he's just like, well, need you to work harder, It's just
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
There's obviously a lot of mental health issues with these people as well, and
I don't even know if you could blame mental health.
you can, but it's not the
you?
end all be all. I mean, it's obviously a problem, but you know. I don't know. I don't like to. I don't want to get inside the mind of an evil genius.
I can't even say it's genius.
I mean, by the standards of today, I guess he
No,
might be.
no. I mean, his solution to solving LA traffic was building a
The brick.
2-mile tunnel
Yeah.
in Las Vegas. Carries one Tesla at a time that someone has to drive, so it's 3 passengers. That's solved.
Yeah,
LA
but
traffic.
you can say weird shit when you are that successful now. Like it's just
Yeah.
like listen to every successful guy blog or like every successful guy that like pops up on your Instagram or TikTok feed.
Mm-hmm.
It's always the same shit. It's the same. Like it's just like, you know what? You hate what you see in the mirror? Go do something about it. Oh, you're not feeling well? Well, feel better. Just do it.
Even then, most of those
Like,
guys, I
you
doubt that they're as successful as they say they are.
definitely no. They're milking it for the clout, but it's like,
I think so.
you know, like who's the guy? Who's the house guy? Grant Cardone, is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where he was just like, didn't like the guy saw in the mirror, got big, started buying condos. You shouldn't buy a house. It's a bad idea. No such thing as returnable assets. It's like, what?
Huh?
No such thing as a returnable asset. What are you talking about?
Yeah. And it's like, meanwhile, do you see the rise of the fucking housing market?
Insane.
Just how many people do you know their grandparents bought a fucking house with the GI Bill? Well, if they were white, they could. Black, you weren't getting that GI Bill. Anyway, you bought a fucking house. Your grandparents bought a fucking house for $35,000. All right.
I think you're overselling it. I think it was like 20 grand, maybe.
I'm sorry, 20 grand. Okay.
It's the same price as a mid-sized Toyota.
Yeah, less shit. Anyway, bought a house for 20 grand back in 1950 and 3. And then in 2017, they sold it to your dumbass for $150,000 when they could have sold it on the open market for 180. How many investments are gonna turn over that many times? I can't think of too many in that amount of time.
No, and that short time period,
in
span,
60 years, and it's 6x in value. How many investments are gonna do that?
Not too many.
Not too many. Very few.
I'm not
and
gonna
meanwhile, you got this guy saying, "Yeah, don't buy a house. Fuck out of here."
Well, he's a condo rental property owner. Like, duh. Like,
yeah, let someone else take on the responsibility. It's 6x in value.
I want to buy condos. Like, yeah,
it's 6x in value.
Yeah, I know. It's the same thing. It's just like you have to remember that everybody is selling something. Like you have to. And you just have to be cognizant of that. By the way, teespring.com/stores/the Wine Boys. Now, I think we should
buy a t-shirt.
Buy a t-shirt. Do it.
Yeah, buy it.
Buy a shirt.
Buy a shirt. Buy my shirts.
Yeah. So everyone's just trying to sell something, whether it be their soul or whether it be an actual physical product.
Whether it be a Charlie Mustard's t-shirt.
Whether it be a Charlie Mustard's t-shirt, Home of the Hot Brown. Did I mention that we've gone healthy with parsley this year? I think there's... God, we haven't brought that up in a while.
Oh, man.
I was just thinking about this the other day because I was watching Joe Burrow on my television beat the Kansas City Chiefs. By the way, Cincinnati, home of the worst hometown food in the history of time, Skyline Chili. It's funny that like I base a lot of my sometimes like I'll bet on football games and I'll just bet like whoever has the best hometown food. I was like Kansas City barbecue all the way. Like, are you kidding me?
Oh yeah.
Oh, do I want a rack of ribs or do I want chili on spaghetti? Oh, I wonder which one I'm gonna choose. Like,
I mean, I'm a little chili curious.
Yeah, I guess I'm a little chili curious. But have you ever had a dry rubbed baby back rib? Well,
yeah, you know what? Yeah. I'm picking the ribs.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Do I want a Mercedes or do I want a Toyota Corolla? I don't know. I think I'm gonna take the Mercedes.
Yeah. Do I want that brisket today?
Yeah, but here's the thing: is that Joe Burrow just seems to, he just knows how to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. He's just. The man just knows what he's doing against certain teams. But anywho, I had something to say about somebody. Baker Mayfield. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh.
Everyone's favorite black quarterback. He's Baker Mayfield got signed by the Los Angeles Rams.
Yep.
Off of waivers because Carolina, and I'm going to put this in quotes, mutually agreed to let him go. Love that. His agent was probably like, just don't say you're cutting him because he sucks. Just say we're mutually parting ways.
Yeah.
So they sign him, and the Rams are down bad. Like they've lost like their top 3 receivers to injury. They lost their top 2 quarterbacks. They've lost everything. They lost everything. They win the Super Bowl. They basically went all in on one season, and they've lost everything.
Yeah.
So, and as a Detroit Lions fan, I would like to say thank you. Big fan of whatever you did there. Because now we're reaping the benefits of it.
Of course.
So now what's happening is Mayfield might actually play, and the Rams are playing on Thursday this week.
Mhm.
And I was just thinking that Baker Mayfield is the house cat of the NFL. The man has gotten so many chances for such. I can't say it's not fully dog shit play because he made a playoff run and had like 3 good seasons with Cleveland, 3 decent enough seasons.
Yeah. Yeah.
My God, like what I'm watching is a man that is just not talented enough to play football, but yet
At this level.
has naked pictures of coaches. I guess I don't know. Like this guy's just getting chances.
Yeah.
And he's played for 2 different teams this year who have like made an effort to bring him in. Like I don't know, is he just like a good hang? Like that's what.
Yeah.
Like, that's
I
what I'm trying
don't
to figure.
know.
Like what kind of dirt does he have on people? You know, what kind of dirt? What kind of Cheesecake Factory parking lot dirt does this guy have on people?
Maybe. Just maybe.
I don't know.
Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
Maybe.
For people that don't get that reference, Baker Mayfield was, I guess, solicited a young woman for oral sex in a Cheesecake Factory parking lot.
I am thinking that it is quite possible that he may not be the most talented guy in the field, but he might have an incredible knowledge of the game.
I don't think so, because
No?
I think there's plenty of guys that have knowledge of the game, but they're also good at it.
Yeah.
Like what was the biggest thing about Tom Brady? Like impeccable knowledge of the game, competitiveness, greatest of all time.
Yeah,
like,
but he can also perform.
he can, except with Giselle, obviously.
Well, I don't think his dick was the issue. I think him just being around was the issue.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure just based on like the attributes of Tom Brady, like he definitely had a solid performance.
In the bedroom?
For sure, yeah.
I don't think it was the most athletic performance in the bedroom.
No.
Very
There were some nights where he put a ball gag in, but otherwise it was just a regular, Tuesday.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Tom.
No, I think it was definitely a very like technically sound performance. It was very
yeah. Like there was some movement. Like I don't think it was just straight missionary. I think he sometimes he throw it in the dog. Could you imagine if he did cadences when he had her in doggy style? That's all I was thinking. Is he was just like flips Giselle over and he goes Omaha.
You think he had the whole game plan like written out on a sleeve?
46 rider. It's just like he's got
the sleeve.
He's got the sleeve.
Think tonight's the night for reverse cowgirl.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Yeah. What'd you say? That was about 5 minutes missionary, right?
Nebraska.
Yeah, no.
Oh man.
Simone Biles. I remember I was watching some sort of football documentary. They were talking
Charlotte
about
Flair. No.
They were talking about cadences, or they were like changing the plays. And there was one that was like, nobody could really tell if it was a little racist because it sounded a little racist. Because it was just like, it had like a weird. It talked about like a sliding of protection.
Okay.
Like, so you're basically, instead of blocking the left side, you block the right side. And like the guy screamed out, "Protect the blacks! Protect the blacks!" And he went like this with his hand. And I go, "What? What did you say? Did he say protect the blacks? Is that what you just said?"
Oh man.
And I didn't understand what he was like. Maybe that obviously had something to do with like the play call or something.
Protect the blacks.
I was like,
protect the blacks.
Yeah.
There's like sediments at the bottom of this wine. Got a spare cork over here.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, this wine is tasty. It just, I have Chinese food utensils in my glass right now. So
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I just got a bunch of like sediments in the bottom. I'm gonna shake it up. I don't
yeah.
know if it's like disintegrated cork or like
Oh, for sure.
something's
No,
thawed out. Something
yeah. No,
didn't.
you're gonna have very, you know, you don't need to have a scoop of fiber in the morning.
Yeah, I've been drinking kefir.
Yeah, you've been saying.
Yeah, it
I mean,
does
on
it
my,
pretty good.
I know, I'm a very, I mean, I don't think it's healthy to wake up and eat right away.
Okay.
I was talking to I got a buddy who like literally says he wakes up, he goes morning ritual. I get up, I pee, and he goes and I go
Mhm.
right downstairs, pour a bowl of cereal, and then I walk around the house eating the cereal.
Mm.
I go, okay. And I go, why do you walk around? He goes, keeps my brain moving. He goes, I don't want to sit down and get stagnant. I put on the news and gets me in a bad mood. I go, what kind of cereal are you eating? He's just like, nothing healthy. You know, he goes, I'm eating, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, bopping
Okay.
around.
At least he loves himself.
Yeah, as I said. So you see, I said, you wake up in the morning, you have a very unhealthy breakfast, and then
Yep.
you walk around because you don't want to put your head in a bad space. And he goes, yeah. I go, I kind of like that. I go, honestly, the craziest thing that you do is eat right away. Like, I don't.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
gets up and just is like, I'm hungry?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah. Like springs out of bed. Ooh, Toast Crunch. Like.
Yeah.
I don't.
At least he has a routine though.
I have like, my morning routines are very different. I wake up, I look at the ceiling, I go fuck, and then I get up.
Mhm.
I go, I got to do this day, and then I go. I take a, uncomfortably long shit, 15, 20 minutes. I doom scroll Twitter. I find an article that I want to read,
Mhm.
and it's just like, all right, now I got myself in a good headspace.
Yeah.
Then I make black coffee,
Okay.
nothing in it. Black coffee.
I wake
and then I
up.
watch the news.
What time are you waking up?
7:30.
Okay. I'm up at 6. 5:45 on gym days. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'm better than you.
I said,
Anyway.
what do you want, a fucking medal? Like, what do you want to
Yeah, give me a cookie. I want a
Yeah.
cookie.
I hate that too. I don't like when people get up and they're just like, I wake up at 6 a.m. What time did you wake up? I go, who cares?
Yeah, I
Like,
care. I care.
What? It literally has nothing to do with you.
No, it has everything to do
Yeah.
with me. I'm
Like,
better than you.
It's like when Dwayne Johnson is like up at 3 a.m. doing like, in the Iron Paradise, just clanging and banging, clanging and banging.
Yeah. Today we did tries and buys because they didn't.
Yeah. But then then he just like does that like Coke grin and he's just like, up early in the Iron Paradise, clanging and banging,
I
clanging.
went to bed at 8 p.m. Anyway, I'm up, hit the gymnasium, come home, coffee, unload the dishwasher, a shower, and then I take my daughter to school. That's the day.
Wow.
That's how it starts. That's the routine. All right.
I don't know. I guess I have more existential dread than you do.
Yeah, you do.
I just wake up with like the weight of the world on my shoulders, and I don't know why.
Yeah, you don't have time for that self-pity shit when you have kid. It just, yeah.
Maybe I got to get somebody pregnant. I mean, maybe that's what
I
it is.
think that's the answer.
Yeah.
That's kind of the answer to
Maybe
everything.
that's the key to beating your anxiety and depression is to just get somebody pregnant.
Yeah, it's a distraction. That's what it is. And then
that's why
it gets a little too easy. Yeah. It gets a little too easy as like that kid gets older. So it's like, all right, the anxiety starts to creep back in because you're starting to get into coast mode. And it's like, all right, let's have another. Fuck it. So yeah, I think that's the answer.
Is that what's happening to you right now?
Yeah, that's why we're having another.
Yeah. Yep. It's just like, I don't got time to stress. I got kids.
Yeah, I got kids. What am I gonna stress about?
So then what happens when they leave the house? Do you like just leave?
Oh, you get divorced.
At least you got a plan.
Nah. Nah.
You know what they say? A woman loves a guy that sticks to the plan.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Love you forever.
I could tell you. You tell your wife right now and just go, listen, honey. First one turns 18. I'm gonna start making an exit plan. I'm not gonna lie. I'll keep you involved.
Start setting that plan into motion.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
I'm gonna keep you involved though. I'm gonna tell you about all of my moves. I'm gonna tell you where some of the money's gonna go, so you can, be well off with the kids. You're keeping the kids, by the way. And then like,
we're 18. They gotta figure this shit out. Their childhood home is gone.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna uproot their lives late in life, so they're prepared. So it's something they can talk
Yeah.
about. You know, whether there'll be a stand-up comedian or an actress one day.
Yeah,
They can
exactly,
really just let
exactly.
it be.
No, realistically, I think as you get older, like your relationship changes, and you basically got to take time to like be with each other. Because as you get older, it
Truthfully, yeah.
gets easier and easier to spend less time together because you just have so much shit going on.
Of course, yeah. I mean, I never really. I never understood the idea of
Mhm.
kind of pre-parenting. Does that make sense?
What do you mean?
Like, kind of like laying out your plans for the parenting aspect.
Okay.
Like, I understand like being prepared.
Uh-huh.
Like, all right, we're gonna like set up this fun for the kid, and we're gonna do that. But like the pre-parenting aspects of like this is how we're gonna do things
Mhm. Mhm.
with not like a way to audible or like a way to kind of like move.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I know some people that are just like, we made a book and we're sticking to the book, and I was just like, you're a psychopath. Like,
Yeah, but
if
the
you think
thing
that book
is
is not
like
gonna change.
life is gonna kick you in the teeth and say, fuck your book.
Mhm.
And you just gotta be willing to like adjust from the plan because shit
Dude,
happens like
I
all the
saw
time.
I saw frantic parents today. Not today. Well,
Huh.
it was like Monday, I guess. I popped into my local grocery store, just picking up a couple items,
Mhm.
and there was this just the only way I can describe this kid is shitty, just a shitty kid.
Okay.
And because he was running up and down the aisles, I literally had to grab. I was grabbing eggs and I was grabbing yogurt. That's all I was getting.
Mhm.
This little fucker is like it's in front of the eggs. I'm trying to like get over him, and he's just like throwing his arms up and down. And there's just parents frantically looking for him on the other side. And like I point, like just like here he is, and they're like, "Oh God, Brandon, we've been looking all over for you." I was like, "You couldn't fucking hear him? Like he's been screaming
Yeah. Just,
for like the entire time." She's like,
yeah.
"Oh, thank you, sir, for finding my kid." I was just like, I didn't really have a choice.
Yeah.
He kind of was in front of the thing I needed.
But like keep the little nigga in arm's reach. Like shit.
But like the kid, but then like that was my first thing, and then I'm in line. These people are in front of him, and the kid just keeps grabbing shit, like just like
Mhm.
all the stuff, all the knickknacks in the front of the line, and it's just like a lot of like, put that down, don't do that. I was like,
Mhm.
fucking smack the shit out of this kid, like,
That's
like
one thing I've noticed though.
not
Where
like don't hit him in the face, but like slap his hand and be like, yo,
that's something I've noticed
we're
though.
real.
Our generation as parents is we are way too afraid to like upset our kids.
I know, but just like don't hit him, but like give him like a slap in the hand that
Yeah.
says I could hit you in the face.
Hold them
Like,
down. Shit. You don't have to
yeah,
punch him in the throat,
yeah.
but there are other ways to do it. And just tell him like, yo, you don't touch that.
You want to scare a
No.
kid? Tell him to sit
Yeah.
on his hands.
Sit in his hands. Or
Yeah,
just hold him. Just grab him.
be
I'm gonna
frightened.
pick you up. If you keep touching stuff, I'm gonna pick you up.
Yeah, but then he's gonna start screaming.
Okay, you can
You know,
scream. I don't care.
I can't handle the screams.
You can
Like
scream.
just
I
like
don't
the
care.
tossing the kid over the shoulder, just like I'll be like,
Yep. And
oh
I'm like,
God,
all right.
I'm literally just gonna walk. We're gonna one foot in front of the other, and we're gonna sacrifice this child. This is what we're gonna
No,
do.
we're gonna hold you right here.
I think there's
I'll scream back at them.
yeah. I think
Oh,
there's
I
been
do that sometimes. Like I
yeah.
do that sometimes. And then they just look at you.
I do get a bit of joy out of hearing that scream,
Mm-hmm.
like because it's just like, yeah, fuck that kid. Like that's how I feel.
Fuck
Like,
you. Fuck you. But that's the thing though, is I've noticed this in our generation. A lot of parents like our age are just afraid to like let their kid be sad or experience any sort of like disappointment or anything. And it's like,
yeah, well, but I'm also not going to sit here and pretend I'm some sort of expert or knowledge base of this. I don't have children, nor do I believe I will ever have children.
uh-huh.
I don't take, but also too, I know a lot of comics and a lot of just like people in general when they say they don't want kids, it's just because they just like it's always the little nuanced stuff. I don't want them
Mm-hmm.
because I don't really like them that much. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind a kid,
Yeah.
but like I don't like what comes with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not a fan. So why would I trouble myself with something I just generally don't like?
Yeah. And I get that.
Yeah.
I feel that. But when I hear people say shit like, I don't want kids right now because I'm focusing on my career, it's a cop out.
Yeah.
It's a cop
Focusing
out.
on, yeah, you can focus on your career and have a kid. Like I
You
know a
can.
lot of people that
Plenty of people do it. They
I know a lot of
figure it
people that
out.
do.
They
Yeah,
figure it out.
that's fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, sure the daughter's gonna have a better relationship with the nanny, but who cares?
Who
Like
cares?
whatever.
Even then, you figure it out.
Yeah.
You figure it out.
I have this is the last story about just children. One of my good friends is a male nanny, always fun.
Oh, cool.
And he works for these rich people on the Upper West Side.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, I swear to God, he goes, I don't even think the kid knows his mom's name. Like,
God damn.
I don't think he has a fucking clue that
She's a high-powered career woman.
Yep. Corporate
Wow.
tax attorney.
Wow.
Really a lot of money. And I go, can I be honest with you? I said, has she ever like made eyes at you? Like, yeah, I'd fuck the nanny. He goes, yeah. Yeah. And I go, are you going to take that bait? He goes, no. He goes, because the kid knows my name. I thought that was funny.
Wow.
I said,
that's just
bit,
layers.
Yeah. I was like,
they're just ruining that child.
I go, dude, that's a bit for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm a male nanny. He goes, I don't think the kid knows the mom's name. But I said, but she makes fuck me eyes at me, and that kid knows my name, so I ain't trying to get involved.
Nope. That kid has to love somebody.
Yeah, I know. This is like if she gonna gravitate towards me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But that's honestly I feel bad for the kid though in that situation.
Kinda, but like I'm also like I get it. Like it's just
like
I get I get the scenario. I don't agree with it, and I don't believe it's something that I want to ever have to do to my own children.
Right.
But can you fucking think about that? Like this kid was brought into this world by a person. She's just like I don't even know her name.
Right.
It's crazy to me.
Yeah. Like I came out screaming from this woman's vagina.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, all right, I got to work on the Pepsi account.
Yeah, basically.
See you when you're old enough to, I don't know, fuck off. It's all paid for. Like, and that's it. Like, it's just your relationship with your child is so transactional at that point.
I mean, it is. It's a business transaction.
Just like, here's money.
Yeah. I could just see her like getting home, long day at work, stayed at the office until like 8:00, pours a glass of wine. Kid runs in, Mommy, I love you. How are you? She goes, I'm so tired. And she's just like, do you want to play, whatever game with me? And she goes, your father's the one that wanted you. Like, that's it.
Jesus.
Like that's how I feel about those situations.
Yeah.
Like,
that kind of
idea.
That kind of reminds me of though. And we talked about this. This is like several months ago at this point, almost a year ago. I was like, going on a bunch of job interviews, and I interviewed with this one company. It was a construction company, right?
Oh,
initial
story,
initial phone interview is basically like, all right, man, I just want to let you know the hours here are gonna be like 8 to 5, sometimes 8 to 6, and I'm like, all right, fine, it's pretty normal, it's whatever.
Fine,
yeah. And he's like, yeah, I just want to let you know, the hours are a little longer than normal, but and I'm like, yeah, it's little, but that's fine.
Yeah, no, it happens.
I get it. Then I get to the interview, and the guy's like, so I just want to let you know, the hours here are like 7 to 6 typically, and I'm like, okay, we're getting longer now. All right.
Yeah, said 7 to 6. It's like
a little different than what you said.
Seems
over
like
the phone.
It seems like you want me to work 11 hours. That's,
okay.
That's a lot of time.
And then halfway through the interview, he was like, but I just really want to reiterate here, we do work some hours. Most days we're like 7 to 7.
He just keeps adding.
Okay. So now we're at 12-hour days, and this is normal.
Yeah.
All right.
Some of these days can go long. Sometimes you have to work overnight.
Yeah. And then like 10 minutes later, he's just like, yeah, there's going to be some Saturdays thrown in there too, but it's par for the course. Like, we got to get the job done. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, how long are you guys here? So then.
Just like we had a lot of divorced dads here.
Yeah. So then after the interview, I called the recruiter, and I'm just like, like the guys, they seem nice and everything, but I'm be honest with you, it's a construction company. The owner of the company was talking about getting sued in my interview. And he was also like, I've never said fuck before at a job interview, and it stuck the landing, like killed the room. They loved it. They're like, oh fuck, I love this guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, I told him, I was like, my biggest thing honestly was like, one, talking about getting sued in a job interview. Hi, I'm a red flag. And two, you know, the hours. I was like, listen, I'll be honest with you, like, I'm married, I have a family, like, I like being married, so you kind of got to be around. Not really gonna work for me, 12-hour days just aren't. No, I'm not doing it. Right. And then this fucking boomer over the phone just says to me, he's like, so, listen, if you want to go ice skating, you do that shit on your own time. But if you really want to work and have a good career, it's going to involve sacrifice. And then I'm just like, okay. Every other company I've interviewed with, they're not singing that same tune.
Yeah.
And he's just like, well, I've been working these kind of hours for the last 40 years. And I've been running this company. I was like, sir, you own the company.
Yeah, I can tell.
Different.
Sounds like you have.
It's different. This isn't, this isn't my dream, sir. This is some other guy's dream. So, yeah, but that's what it kind of reminded me of. And honestly, though,
I've been running this company for 40 years. I was like, I can feel your prostate growing.
Yeah, I can feel the weight of your prostate through this iPhone, sir.
Dude, I gotta be honest with you. I think you have cancer. Like, I can feel it. Like, you ever felt cancer from the other side of the phone?
It's like how some dogs can like smell cancer.
Yeah.
But
I feel like I don't know, just judging by the way you're acting, like, I feel like it's in and around your asshole.
Yeah.
Like, it's just around there.
But it was just funny though, because it's something that I've realized is once you have a kid, like you really kind of put things in perspective. And you're like, when you're on your deathbed, you're getting to the end of it all, looking back in your life, are you really going to say to yourself, I wish I spent more time at work?
No. Well, it depends. Depends on what you do.
I mean, unless you were,
Yeah.
Unless you're one of those guys. But for your average
shooting porn,
middle to upper middle class guy, who makes a pretty comfortable living for himself, like, when you're getting to the end of it all, are you really going to look back on your life and say, I wish I spent more time at work?
Well, it depends on how much you hate your family, I guess.
I guess so. I mean, sometimes your kids just don't pass the vibe check,
I mean, I come from that world. Like, I was an ad man for 8 years, and I would just see these people like sacrificing their time at home. Like, there was two different types of reps that I worked with. Mm-hmm. I worked with old guy who just like 5 o'clock rolling around, and they just let him go because he was old. And it's like he's put in his time. Just let the man go home to his wife. Like,
yeah.
And then you have like the sorta kinda like mid-tier person who was there like way too late all the time, that was always complaining about how they never got to see their kids or like see their husband. And it's just like, okay. And then you had like the guys who are just like, I mean, I could stay or I could go.
Yeah.
It's like, do you need me to stay? I will, but do you need me to stay?
Yeah.
Because I don't think you do. I gotta be honest. I feel like I'm gonna come here tomorrow, and like, I think all the walls are gonna be up.
Yeah, like, but also here's the thing, right? The amount of money. Did you see a correlation between the amount of money that these people made per year and how late they stayed?
Yes.
Really?
The person that stayed later made more money.
Really?
But it was because he was lumped with so many more responsibilities than the other people.
Okay.
And they so the way that I could think of it is like, I'm gonna get fucking real Gary V on you for a second.
Okay.
It's not about being the best salesperson. It's about being the salesperson that could be the best executor. Somebody that can actually go out there and just do the right thing. So I think that what happened is if you're the best person, like you're the best salesperson, whatever, you always get lumped with more responsibility because you're always hitting your goals. You're always like you're doing everything you're supposed to do.
Mhm.
But nobody factors in the aspect of like now you're just lumping on more work and time on this person that probably doesn't have that extra time
Yeah.
or anything
Yeah.
else. So although they get a, up in pay, what's being affected, but they're outside of work life.
Right. Right.
Meanwhile, the guy that's leaving at 5, fine with the money he's making.
Uh-huh.
It's like, whatever. Yeah, I'll go home at 5. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
But also,
Yeah. I'm
was
married
it
to the same woman for 30 years. I can handle it.
was it a life-changing amount of money?
No.
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 Maybe a couple more $1,000s a year?
No, it was I have 3 kids in private school.
Okay.
That was the issue.
Okay.
It's like
Okay.
It's like okay. This is something I haven't really like dove into on the podcast.
Yeah.
And I think I've been a curmudgeon about it, of just like working as an ad man, but like just like listening to like the old school mentality of like the ad man, like
Mhm.
just overly sales guy.
Yeah.
Like I had
yeah.
my first boss told me, if you want to get good at this, buy something you can't afford. And I go,
That is great advice, sir.
no, it's not.
That is excellent advice.
That's excellent advice, to buy something you can't afford.
Back yourself in a corner
Back
and then
yourself in a
fight
corner
like
and
hell to get out.
and then stress yourself out to a point where you can't. Like, he's just like, I was like, what did you do? I said, you must have bought something. He goes, I bought a speedboat. I go,
Ooh.
I said, how old are you? He goes, I was 23 years old. I bought a speedboat.
Jesus Christ.
I go, why did you do that? And he goes, because I needed to learn.
That's a hard fucking lesson.
And he said that, and I was just like, which wife is this? 2, 3? Which one is this?
Yeah.
He's like, it's Dorothy. She's my second wife. I was like, all right. His name was Jim. Jiv drove a Lexus. I liked Jim.
If you want to become a great salesman, buy something you can't afford.
I bought a speedboat.
Jesus.
23 years old. My second wife, Dorothy.
But here's the thing, right? I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I'm at a point in life where I don't need to have the most money in the world. Like,
Okay.
I don't need it.
That's a stupid mindset, but go ahead.
Yeah, I don't need to have the most money in the world. As long as I'm making enough that like I'm happy, my needs are taken care of, my kids taken care of, I'm fine.
You know what?
But
I retract everything you say. I don't like anything you're saying.
okay.
I'm not saying
But
you need
this
to
whole
be. I'm
idea
not
of-
saying you need to go out there and be a fucking speedboat aficionado. But
Yeah, but that's obviously everybody wants to make more money than they're making, and everybody wants to work hard and all that shit. But dude, buying a fucking speedboat to terrify yourself?
yeah, I don't like that. I don't
No.
like that idea. But I do want to make a lot of money. Like,
Of course, everybody
but I also
wants to
don't
make a lot of
I don't
money.
want to take the speedboat Venn diagram approach. Like, I don't
Right.
like that.
But here's the thing is I am not showing up to some job that I'm just kind of about every fucking day and working my ass off so I can make speedboat payments.
Yeah.
By the way, we live in you at the time lived in fucking Syracuse, New York. You
Yeah.
can drive a speedboat for 4 months out of the year. Like,
Yeah.
that's about it.
Irresponsible. Yeah.
That is an irresponsible purchase, sir.
Yeah. This was in a different town, but it's also like the same
I mean, it's the same general climate.
general
Fucking
climate. But
speedboat.
I thought that was the funniest shit though when he said that. He's just like, back yourself into a corner, get nervous, and I'm like, I don't
Get
like
real
this guy.
nervous.
God.
Really increase the blood pressure.
Yeah. This was the same guy that like I was hired as like a brand new. I was a rookie. I
Uh-huh.
come in, and he's like, all right. He goes, we got to get you some accounts. I go, how do you do that? And he just slams the phone book down. He goes, they're all in here, son. And I was like, oh boy. And I was like, I have completely mismanaged the expectations of this place. This is not going to go swimmingly for me.
Yeah.
But anyway, what a great chronicle of emotions for me. I was in such a mood at the beginning
Yeah.
of this. I still am. I've been
Yeah.
very moody recently, and I'm trying to come out of it. I can tell it comes through,
Yeah.
you know, and when I hear myself, I'm just like, shut up. But
Yeah.
like sometimes I just get that way, and I'm trying to
Yeah.
fight through it.
I don't know.
But
Back to put a pin on the work conversation. I definitely, prior to having a kid, was definitely I'm getting up at the crack of my ass in the morning.
yeah,
I'm going God knows where I gotta go, and I'm getting home when the job is done, whatever time that may be. Who cares?
Mhm.
Like, gotta make this money. But now that I've had a kid, I'm just like, for what? For what? I'd rather my child know me, you
yeah,
know? And that's my thing.
yeah.
And
We don't
also
want to
I'm in
end
a
up like a
position where,
Upper West Side divorcee.
no. And here's the thing is I'm sure I make a hell of a lot less money than she does, but like my
You do.
kid's not gonna try opiates. So I think that's worth something.
I feel like that's just a story for another day.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. All right. Well, this has been great. I hope Jennifer gets to know her mother someday. And
Probably not. Oh man.
all right.
Shouts out to Jennifer.
Yeah, Jennifer. That's the kid's name.
Yeah.
But anyway, I hope she gets to know her mother well one day, and I hope my friend does not bark up that tree.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been another great episode of the Wine Boys
Sick that
podcast.
child.
Sorry about all of the wine issues, and
Yeah.
we'll be back to talk about a wine with less cork in it next week.
Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to say that I love you, and
Wow.
and this is tough for me because I am your father. So
Wow. I love
right.
you.
Bye.
Please call me back.